Hello, my name is Roxy. I am an artist and I paint paintings that are so large you cannot ignore them, including myself. This is week 5 of a series of videos working towards a solo show. It is suddenly winter. Hello, just a little quick announcement. This is post-exhibition Roxy. I came from the future to this video in particular because I have my zines ready and they are available in the shop right now. They're a sketchbook version with a little story about the exhibition. I loved making it. It was a lot of handwork. Well, you'll see it in the video probably, but you also see it in the next studio vlogs. It is a labor of love. There are only 105 and quite a few have been sold already. And the Riso print that I made specifically for the exhibition, you can see that in the web shop and the link is in the description. Also, I made mini prints that I never sell separately, but for this time I do. So you can buy, off the top of my head, 16 different ones for €5 each. And if you buy 4, they're only 15. You can bundle all those things and get like a nice Christmas holiday or just November present for yourself. And now let's get back to the video. Still wearing my summer coat, but I was so cold. And a hat. I also went to the hairdresser. Let's see if we can fix it. Something like that. But it's so cold. But it is also a new week. Another week closer to my exhibition. Last week I didn't film, but I did finish the Riso. I'm gonna send it to the press today, to the guy that prints it, to the printer. I'm gonna send it to the printer today. I'm gonna order frames because I already know which ones I need to get. So that's it. This morning I already edited some videos regarding the exhibition, so that's done. I want to do some sketching. So I am done filming a Patreon lesson, and that Patreon lesson was actually the same kind of layout, the workshop that I'll be giving. Look, something like this. This is how it started out, and then it turned into something like this. And I always like trying out my own workshops and exercises before I actually teach them because most of it is already in my head, but this time I ran into the problem that I didn't have enough material to work with and it turned out to be really saturated. So I included some ink. It can be as simple as that, but if I don't bring it to the workshop and teach that to students or explain that to students, it could be a big miss in the workshop. So I found out I needed ink and I added ink and that's it. And now I have some examples that I can use as kind of preview images of what you can expect. I got some materials for tonight's workshop and this is part of a course. So I got a lot of paper, large ones and a bit smaller, and also watercolor paper. Very important if you're Dutch. And tonight is part of the course, so it's not just one workshop, but it's 4. And I want to do more drawing with them instead of just painting. So I got drawing paper. We're going to work with inks and pencil. And then I also have this watercolor paper, which I also use for my life illustrations, because this is really nice to use with, well, watercolor, but I don't really like all watercolor paper. So this is really nice, and if I need smaller ones, I just cut it in pieces. So this is 30 sheets, and then I cut it in half, and then again in half for life illustration. So it lasts me quite a long time, and you can also paint on it. And then this stuff is bigger paper, and I have no idea how this will work with inks. It's quite thin, but sometimes I kind of like the effect that ink gives on paper like this. So I think I'm just gonna try it out for myself for a little bit and then see if it's like how it works. I have a group of 4 people coming to the studio, and we're gonna have the first lesson of the course Imaginary Friends, which I'm really excited about. And we're gonna start out with the basics tonight, so that's why I did some trial drawings. This is just a photo from Pinterest. I used it as a reference. I have a bunch of photos printed out right at this moment, and also some books. We're gonna work from reference first. I kind of wanna teach someone that has maybe never drawn before the basics first. When you draw something as complicated as a face, you can forget about all the rules after that, because it's called Imaginary Friends. But since the course is 4 weeks long, I think it's very important to at least include some of the rules. I'm gonna do some different things with them. Like this one is more based on form, this one is more based on line, and then these ones are kind of in between. They're all the same picture, but they are gonna be different in material. So I have ink and I have just regular pencil. And I'm gonna see how it goes timing wise, but I'll probably put in a lot of timed drawings as well and see how that's gonna go, because every group is different, every person is very different. Some people are very perfectionist, some people are very, very rough. So I have enough paper and we're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna do not just one face, but multiple, and I kind of wanna get away from the normal face as quick as possible. Since I see them 4 weeks in a row, 4 times, 2.5 hours, so 10 hours in total. I'm gonna see how like their creative skill develops, and I can kind of play into that. And we're gonna play with color and more imagination the next time. So yeah, I'm excited. 1 hour left until the workshop participants are coming. I think it looks good. It's more black and white this time. I think, though, 4 is perfect for this table. 8 would have been an extra table. Could have been a little bit together, but I think I need to get an extra table for more people here. Hey, good morning. It is a new week. It is now October 7th, which means there are 3 weeks to go until the start of the exhibition. This week, it's all about wrapping up. It's about paying invoices for frames, printing, paint, everything else. On Tuesday, I'll be receiving my frame, so I'll be framing a lot of pieces. Today, I'm going to print a test page for my zine, so that will be finished. I'm ordering paper specific for the zine from France, so I need to go pay that invoice so they can send it. And then probably the last bit of the week is a little bit social media, like newsletters, making announcements, inviting people personally to the exhibition, kind of all the loose strings that are still there. But then we are nearing the finish line. But first, I'm gonna take some time to read this book. All the admin stuff is done. My email inbox is empty. I paid my invoices and I replied to some comments, and now we go to the studio. I have a few things to do. At 3, I'm going to the guy that prints my zine. And before that, I have to get a print done. It's pretty easy, but I want to make a print Riso there as well, because he has the Riso printer. And I want to give him the files immediately. Until then, I think I'm starting with that, just so it's done. Getting a coffee and getting started again for the studio. I also wanted to share some sketches with you that I made of the Riso print. Or I'm saying the Riso print, but I mean the Riso zine. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I actually did not film the process of making it because I felt very much under pressure because of the time. So I can only show the sketch version as a final edition. But this is basically what it's gonna look like. This is all just regularly printed. This is not Riso printed, but it's just as a sketch. I ordered different paper than this, but it is see-through. Well, this is pink, but it's gonna be orange, and that's on its way now. It should be on its way. Then you kind of have this fold-over clap, and then the actual Riso thing starts. So let me show you the first pages that I made, because they looked like this. I had no idea what would be possible. I tried out different color settings, tried it out in Photoshop, did not work, and I printed out some loose pages like this. And these are not made for Riso print yet, but I did try some things. Very poster-like, almost. This too is very bright, very opaque. And in these, I already wanted to include some of the colors that I knew I wanted to include, and that was orange. These are all not it. This is when I visited the printers, and they told me how it worked, and that there was an actual really easy app to move your digital files to a Riso print. That's how this little book started happening. You can see the see-through page already. And then there is this. And this was the first sketch. So I knew I wanted it to feel like a sketchbook with some finished drawings there as well. And I used 3 colors for this. I made this little cover as a test too. So it would look something like this. Or it would have looked something like this. Then I received the invoice for 3 colors and I decided not to do 3 colors, but 2. And that's how we arrived here. This is spray painted, so it's not printed at all. Then we have the actual cover and it wraps around. And if you open it, this is still a pencil drawing, but I made it into a digital file. Now we open it, and it looks like this. And now I wrote a little story there as well. So there's more text, there's more empty space. This is only 2 colors, it's only teal and orange. This still made it in the end result. This too, but with some text there. This was included in the final one, but in a different version. Then we have the full page, which is surprisingly to me that this is only 2 colors. I was amazed that it could do this. This page got a little bit emptier. The sketches are in there as well. I made all the post-its orange. Then you see these, and this is the last page, and it has like a little text with the last sentence on there. And then we close the book, and you wrap around, and it actually should look like this. And then I made some booklets there as well from old prints. I found that on someone else's zine actually, someone else's zine on YouTube, and they printed the title, their name, the Riso print, the colors, the size, and the place, and everything else with details on the back. This is way too big though, so I'm gonna print these smaller, and then I'm gonna include them in the book like this. So it's an actual small booklet. This was my first zine I ever made, but I did make books before, but they were all handmade, and you could kind of like put other pages in there as well, but in the end I decided like this is okay. We're just making a small booklet, and you can always work on a bigger one later on, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out, at least how the sketch turned out. So I'm gonna see this afternoon how it looks as a Riso. There were some painters for the windows in the studio, so they removed all the things from I have no idea what it's called. For the person that remembers, this was a bottle of nice comments for my Artist Way review video. I haven't looked at it since. I feel like it is time maybe to do a 1-year review of the Artist Way, and maybe I should actually do it again, but yeah, I still smile every time I look at this. It's taking so long. I think every time I use a new image, it has to think on where the contrast is, and that's why it's taking so long. My laptop is also starting to freeze, but it's still way quicker than doing it myself, and I also have no idea how to do it myself. It's finally done. This is kind of how it looks like. I exported it, and let's see where it is. Of course, the microphone ran out of battery, but this is what the final result looked like of that Riso print file. So what you see on my screen is a simulation of metallic gold, cornflower blue, and red. I believe it's red, or it might be orange. And what you see now is what the actual Riso print files are. So that is what the app does. Everything that is black is printed, and that's how a file like that is built. It is almost time to go to the printers. What I did so far was wait on my computer for a very, very long time to finally finish the separation of the colors. While waiting on that, I took out my phone and invited everyone personally that I had in my phone contacts for the exhibition. I did that last time for the first time, and I think it's a very personal way to invite people. If you do it right, if you don't like copy paste a message in the exact same way to everyone. So for people that I knew I hadn't spoken to a while, I added a little bit of extra information just to, make it a little bit more personal. I think that's a really nice way to find out how many people will be at your opening at least, because this was specifically for the opening and I knew some people wouldn't be able to go to the opening, but they would be able to visit me during the week. I don't know how many messages I sent, but I sent a lot. So all that remains now is to write a newsletter with an invitation and then make one more post on Instagram with the poster and all the other information like when's the artist talk, when's the workshop, when is the opening, etc., etc. Being on my phone that much and texting and replying at the same time to people really fries my brain. So I'm gonna have a little lunch break, gather my things, and then go to the printers. And after that, I'm gonna go for a new chapter because my brain is a little bit done. Of course, I thought last minute I wanted to add some changes. This is the text that is going into the zine, but I had it written down with a fine liner and I thought that was a bit too harsh. So I rewrote everything in pencil and I edited that to the file. I'm now sending it. Always the last minute details and changes, always. Oké, moment van de waarheid. Zo. Nice. They always look so different when they're framed. I wanted to test if they were actually the right sizes. I mean, I know the sizes, but you never know. And this way I can kind of see the paintings together that I had in mind and maybe come to new insights like, hey, maybe this one belongs there too, or maybe this one doesn't. Decide on colors for the frames because they're not gonna stay this color. I ordered them in unfinished wood on purpose. So that's gonna be a bit of a painting job still to do, but that should be, I mean, I should be able to do that in a day, I think. Or at least get very far. It's just manual labor. It's not a lot of thinking. It's really cool now to see how big this one and that one is compared to my previous work that I thought was really big, but it's actually not that big. But I think I do want to hang them up in the gallery, but in a different merged setting. So it's not like all the small works are going to be together and all the big works are going to be together. It's going to be more collage-like. Cool. I do want to add some unframed works on paper there as well. I think it's always nice if you can see the exact texture and it's a little bit raw, but I think that will be really small and I'll bring like a pile of drawings to the gallery and see which ones work. But I think this looks really nice, and they're pretty They are pretty color coordinated now, and that might change. We'll see. It's Wednesday afternoon. Yesterday night I had a workshop, which was the second week of the 4-week course, and it was a lot of fun again. I really like seeing people back because you can kind of see the growth that way. And there's only 2 weeks to go, so it's over before you know it. This morning I edited the new weekly video. And I did that at home. I'm a little bit early this time, but I felt like it was nice to just get it out there since I want to see if I can keep a weekly schedule for this. And what I also want to do, since like an exhibition costs a lot of money up front, and I'm noticing that there is a gap in income right now. I want to see if I can also promote a small flash sale in that newsletter. Selling a few fashion illustrations, because since I won't be promoting those illustrations anymore, but I still think they're really good. If even some people buy some drawings, then at least I can get some expenses back for the exhibition at the end of the month. I'm having, like, the only thing I really need to do today is newsletter and flash sale. That's it. If I don't make it to the paint store, that's fine. Those are really the only things that need to happen today. I'm done. All the flash sale illustrations have been photographed. They've been uploaded to the website. I wrote my newsletter and it's out now. It's actually perfect timing. It's 5:30, which is, I think, a really good time to send a newsletter, because that's when people get out of work. And they're on their phone, you know, they're scrolling, and then they remind themselves later at night. I can see that in the open rate, so it's not something that I make up. And that's the thing I had to do today. It took a few hours of concentrated work. I'm glad it's out. Now I can do something. It's done. Good morning. It is now Thursday. Yesterday I sent out a newsletter with my flash sale of fashion illustrations, and I know all the internet wants you to believe that drops sell out right away. So I'm here to tell you a different story. Nothing has sold yet. I have only shown it yet to my newsletter subscribers, which is like 250, and my patrons, which is like 10. I mean, I'm not worrying yet, but also it is a little bit of a bummer, and it's just something that happens once you put something online and you kind of have to see if it works, and there's no guarantee that it will work. But I think sometimes you just look at things on the internet and it seems like everyone is selling out everything within 24 hours, but it's just not true. It's just maybe a select few. And I have had very successful archive sales or very successful studio sales too. But that first sale has always been the waiting game. And once the first one happens, the nice thing is that you can kind of promote like, oh, this thing has sold, and it works on people's brain. It's just a thing that works. And then it kind of slowly happens. So I am trying not to worry yet. I will publish the sale to my Instagram and to YouTube as well on the weekends. By the time you see this video, it's already been online. So that's why I'm doing it separately. So we'll see. I mean, it's 250-ish to like 8,000 people. I mean, there's a lot better chance with 8,000 people, but also most people in those 250 are like your biggest fans, you know? So we'll see. I have a big pile of videos again. I have a big pile of short form content to make, because then I can delete the original files and I have space again. I don't want to buy another memory card. Like, making videos, seriously, it's so much memory on these portable discs. Yeah, well, technical story. But anyway, there is a grant application that has a deadline of half November. And I know that if I start it later, then I won't have time to review it. So I kind of want to start it today and see, kind of just getting it started, because getting started is the worst part. And then I'm going to the studio and pick out some colors for framing. I just got the call that the paper for my zine came in. I am so excited to show you the final result of this zine because it's something new and it's gonna be really cute. Decided to take a lot of time walking to the studio and the sun came out, so I don't think that was wasted time. What I want to do with the few hours that I have left is look at some colors of frames. I already have some spray cans in, I think, colors that might work. That also saves me a ton of money in getting wood paint, and they work really nice, I think, for certain frames. So when they're dry, they're kind of matte, and that does work with some paintings, but not with all of them. Like the big ones are all going to be painted with wood paint, but the small ones, I think I might get away with using some spray paint. And I want to oil some of them, and I always hate doing that. So we're gonna see which ones I'm gonna oil. I have some ideas already, and which ones I'm gonna paint. I take photos of the originals and then on my phone I draw the color frame to see if it actually works before spray painting them. I don't know. I made some photos. What I always do when I'm doubting colors, I do something like this. And then I make a photo and I edit it on Instagram and just save the photo. This one I like. This one, not sure. As you can see. And then this one might be cool, not sure. Black is really black. And then this one in blue, I think fits with the big one, or in green. Might also be nice because that way the center of the face, the blue, is the only thing that's blue, and it looks, I think when I look at it on the phone, I prefer the green one. I have one silver spray can. It could be too much, but give it a chance. Somehow I feel like silver will wrap the whole thing together. It might not be everyone's thing, but I think I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. Dat is waar. Oké. Spannend. Het is zo dun. Lekker pellet. Okay. Het is een fancy verpakking. Oeh. Oh ja, oh, zo mooi. Ja, nice. Now that that's out of the way, let's go paint some frames. Over the weekend, we repainted 3 of the frames because they apparently needed 3 layers. So I was at the studio on Saturday and Sunday as well. I didn't have to do it alone though, which was nice. I also made a video promoting the flash sale that I had going on. You might have seen it in my YouTube feed. But that is it. It's now Monday. I'm ready to finish framing all these pieces, doing the last few things. Last week, or the last 2 weeks actually, have been a lot of inventory, planning wise, a lot of things coming in and a lot of stuff to do, like really mindless work. And I am ready to use my brain again. Thanks for watching this video again. Special thank you to my patrons that support me every month, and I will see you next week.